Hi there folks, Steve here on a little walk, a lovely sunny day. I don't know about lovely though. It's sometimes takes your energy away. I wonder how you are. How are you? You having a good time? Some of the time, most of the time. I mean, what is a good time, you know? Life's what you make it. Life's the way you look at it. You know, here I am in the middle of this field, but talking to the world, you know, kind of a crazy, obviously not the world, you know, just a few viewers. It's good, it's good. And then to come back to the computer and to look at all of the other videos that people put up, and that's kind of my scoop on the day. I just hope I find a selection of subscriptions that represent the world, you know. Got the different types of things that I watch. I like to watch cooking and survival skills, bushcraft and all of that type of things, you know, self-empowerment stuff. But every day I do watch the news and try and keep finding out what's going on in the world. I think it's important. You know, I think to myself, why am I making these videos? Why am I speaking about these issues? There's a lot of other better things maybe to do. And that, nice to be in the shade a bit. You know, this doesn't so much scare me, but I don't really need to, I don't envisage this is my part in life to be on screen talking about anything bigger than my back garden. You know, let alone governments and other countries. You know, what place have I got? What right have I got to talk about other countries? Well, I see it on YouTube, I see these things, so, you know, it affects us all. And it'd be okay to say, let's turn off the TVs, let's turn off the media, let's become ignorant of other world affairs. It would work if everybody maybe did that and just, you know, dealt with their own affairs. But as long as there's our people going to their countries, or I don't even see an us and they. As soon as there's like, you know, my family arguing, my brothers and sisters arguing with other people in the world, causing conflicts, then of course it's got something to do with me. I think that's something we need to learn as people, our relationships to each other. You know, ownership and custody and possession of people, and what that actually means, you know. You know, if you're out in the woods and you've got somebody who's younger and less qualified, then obviously you would take responsibility for that person, but you would never say, I own that person, you know. But if you left that person out in the cold, and then, you know, you would be a bit inhumane. So if you just think about these things logically, obviously you do. I mean, all of you viewers are clued up on all of this. But yeah, you know, the point I suppose trying to make was, how does someone like me or anybody who gets a video camera end up talking about conspiracies and New World Orders and Illuminati and chemtrails and Bilderberger groups? Not that I even talk about that stuff that much, but it is on the menu. You know, how come people, you know, it's not like I would say, oh yeah, you know, I've decided to become a conspiracy theorist, which I'm not, by the way. Like I've said in other videos, I haven't got the time to study it. I'm not even a journalist. Great respect for those people, because they're in difficult jobs, you know what I mean? When they do the job properly. But the point of it being, You know, for me, this whole thing about talking about world problems, I don't enjoy it. You know, I don't think any of the... I think there's some people who enjoy it because they'd have maybe nothing else to talk about. But I've got loads of stuff to talk about. But to be quite blunt, seems that most people haven't got the concentration levels to take on board some of the high profile information that I could put out, which I'm not kind of bragging, because it takes me a lot of concentration to understand the things that I've put together, you know, theories and ideas that I've been working on. But you present them to other people and it's almost like the idea doesn't exist because they can't understand it, you see. Simply because people are generally distracted one way or another. We haven't got very long concentration spans. I don't know if that comes from the chemicals in foods, the chemicals in the sky if they're spraying, radiation, whatever it is, but we seem to have a very short concentration span as human beings. So in a way, you know, I would rather talk about permaculture, you know, forests that grow, you know, in a natural way with plants and animals in harmony, so we don't have to have crops and stuff. Permaculture, check it out. I'd rather talk about that. I'd rather talk about open source computer technology. And I might do a few videos about that, but I do notice that people really want to kind of get to the bottom of this New World Order crap. And that's what I do address in that, because a lot of it is just ideas and concepts, just like money's an idea and a concept, which is causing a lot of grief. Religion is an idea or a concept which is causing a lot of grief. Fairy stories, fantasy stories on television, you know, when one person has authored an entire film, written the script for 50 characters, and then we learn from them characters, you know, or our children learn from all of their mistakes, and you know, and sort of forget that this is just a script written by one person who's not qualified to make judgments on all of these actors. So it's all these manipulations, advertising and stuff, are basically just to do with fantasy and imagination. You know, this media here, dink, 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 television. The ability to see further than necessary, or see further than, you know, the eye, whatever. And just wobbling and waffling. It's nice though, nice to be back. So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to maybe do another video, part 2 on this, because I'm on a little walk. And so yeah, I kind of wonder what you're doing right now, you know, how you're feeling and how it is and what you're thinking and stuff. Good, yeah, so I'll wonder a bit more, have a good time, see you later.